Info 7 wishes you all a happy and prosperous new year. May the year ahead bring fresh hopes and joy into our lives. Today, let's discuss some fascinating New Year traditions in different countries. Food is an inevitable part of the New Year celebrations in many countries. Some people believe that in deciding from champagne to vegetables, making better decisions for the new year brings good luck. The traditions that link food and eating habits to the new year are believed to have arisen in Babylonia. In most countries, people begin the new year by eating snacks in the morning and serving guests. Traditional New Year dishes are thought to bring prosperity. People in some countries believe that all ring-shaped objects and foods bring luck. It is because the shape of the ring seamlessly represents the end of a year and the beginning of the next. The circle represents completeness. Therefore, the Dutch believe that eating donuts on the New Year's Day brings good fortune. The round, cakes, and pastries that are cut to celebrate a new year signify the completion of a year. Cabbage is one of the vegetables that people in many countries consider auspicious in the New Year's Day. Accordingly, in many countries, there are different customs related to the New Year and food. In Sweden and Norway, as part of New Year celebrations, rice pudding is served with almonds in it. It is believed that the first person to find the almond can expect luck for the next 12 months. Legumes are one of the traditional New Year's dishes in most parts of the world. These people associate pulses to money. They also think that this indicates forthcoming financial success. People in Italy and the south of the United States of America practice this. In Spain and many other Spanish-speaking countries, it is customary for people to eat 12 grapes, representing each month of the year to mark New Year's expectations. At midnight of December 31st, people eat a grape with each clock bell strike. The Spanish people refer to this custom as the 12 grapes of luck. This practice has been around since 1895 but became more popular in 99 in December of that year when the vines were harvested and have become profitable. The faith of the people increased. Some people believe that these grapes ward off evil spirits and sufferings. After dinner, people eat grapes with their families or in the main city squares across the country. The origin point and important meeting place of this practice is the area of Puerto del Sol in Madrid. Apart from Spain, Philippines, Latin American countries, and Hispanic communities, in the United States also practice this ritual. It is conventional for the people of Estonia to welcome the new year by eating food. People here consider numbers 7, 9, and 12 as lucky numbers. Therefore, these people eat 7, 9, or 12 times in the new year. It is also not necessary to eat all the food on the plate. Estonians believe that the leftover food will please the spirits of the ancestors. People in the Southeast Asia free birds and turtles from their cages, hoping to bring good luck in the coming year. If flinging something at someone makes you feel awful, remember that in Denmark it is an act of love. As part of the New Year celebration, on New Year's Eve, Danish people get out of their homes with glass bottles placed in glasses. They reach the homes of their friends, relatives, and neighbors and smash the utensils near their front door. The more broken dishes that fall on everyone's door the next morning, the more people love them. New Year celebrations in England are very famous. On the night of the 31st December, when the clock strikes 12, the English people raise a toast wishing a happy new year. In their homes, family members gather around the dinner table to share the joy. At 12 in the midnight, as the bell rings, the head of the family gets up and opens the front door. The door stays open until the bell keeps ringing. The sight of large crowds assembling to welcome the new year in Trafalgar Square in London is also delightful. Scotland holds a 3-day New Year celebration. The celebration is called Hogmanay. On the 13th of December, 8,000 people will march through streets from Parliament Square to Calton Hill, holding torches in their hands. It is a procession accompanied by pipers and drums. It is a social gathering where Scottish music and traditional dance are performed. In some villages, people burn tar barrels and roll through the streets as part of New Year celebrations. It is a symbolic act signifying the old year coming to an end and the beginning of the next year. The Scottish people share the joy of the new year by handing over each other presents and visiting friends, neighbors, and relatives. These people value the first footstep of the first guest of the new year. They believe that the prosperity of the coming year depends on those steps. New Year's Eve begins in the United States on December 31st. The American people celebrate the new year with different customs. They wear new clothes and masks on the last night of the year. At midnight, everyone would take off their masks together. The grand celebration is in Times Square in the heart of New York City. Here, a minute before midnight, a giant ball drops from a tall building. People standing there begin the countdown. When the ball falls, the new year is born when it reaches the bottom. People embrace each other and share the joy by wishing a happy new year. Millions of people from all over the world come here to participate in this festival, which started in 1997. The size and shape of the ball have changed over the years. Events similar to the Times Square ceremony are held in various cities and towns across the United States. Apart from this, there are some beliefs, traditions, and customs related to the new year that are not well known in many parts of the world. Let's learn of some interesting celebrations that may seem strange or intriguing. In the new year, people in Colombia wear new clothes and run around the house with a suitcase in hand. This race represents the journeys of the coming year. At midnight on December 31st, some people jump out of their chairs and expect to leap into New Year's luck. Some people believe that the first person whom you will see will determine your fate that year. Venezuelan people wear yellow clothes to welcome the new year. According to English and German folklore, some believe that if they kiss their loved one in the middle of the night, they will end up together. Earth's first New Year's Eve is celebrated in the Pacific island nations of Tonga, Samoa, and Kiribati. Precisely speaking, the first time zone to start the new year is west of the International Date Line. All other time zones are 1 to 25 hours behind. The settlements where the new year comes last in American, Samoa, and Midway. The last New Year's Eve on Earth is in the uninhabited American areas of Holland Island and Baker Island. Historical records say that the first New Year celebration took place about 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon. The Babylonians considered the spring equinox at the end of March, the first day of the new moon, as New Year, and planted new crops. On this occasion, they celebrated a great festival called Akitu, which is derived from the Sumerian word and means barley cutting in the spring. It is an 11-day celebration that includes a variety of rituals. According to Babylonian mythology, the festival also celebrates the victory of Marduk, the god of heaven, over the sea goddess Tiamat. In the festival period, the king goes on vacation. During this time, the citizens can live as they desire. At the end of the holiday, the king will return with a grand procession. Subsequently, the coronation of the new king of Babylon takes place. If there is no one to take over the control, the monarchy of the current ruler is symbolically renewed and allowed to continue. Our celebrations are nowhere near to the 11 days Babylonian New Year celebrations. Imagine celebrating the New Year in July. Even little kid knows that the New Year starts on the 1st of January. Who brought in such law? And how the month of January became the first and December the end? Along with the history of the New Year, we can learn about the beginning of the calendar. The word calendar is derived from the word kalenday, which means to calculate. Various civilizations that have sprung up around the world in ancient times have developed more complex calendars according to their convenience, knowledge, and geography. They each prepared the first day of their calendar according to the prevailing agricultural practices, geography, and climate. The annual flooding in the Nile River marks the beginning of the new year in Egypt. It is also associated with the rise of the star Sirius. Celestial calendars existed in Mesopotamia and ancient India. The Chinese New Year begins in the second new moon after the onset of winter. Until 45 before Christ, the Romans celebrated the New Year in March, following the lunar cycle. The early Roman calendar included 10 months and a total of 304 days. Such a calendar was created by Romulus, the founder of Rome, in the 80th century. The new year in Rome begins on the day of the vernal equinox. Later, the Roman Emperor Numa Pompeius added months to the calendar in the names of the gods Januarius and Februarius. It was in the time of Julius Caesar the Roman calendar was reconstructed based on the sun. Unlike the calendar that existed until then, the new calendar was created by adding 90 extra days. The Julian calendar, the first form of the calendar prevailing today, was introduced in 46 before Christ. Emperor Julius Caesar made some changes to the existing calendar in consultation with the eminent astronomers and mathematicians of these times. One of them is that January 1st is considered the first day of the year. Caesar established January as the first month of the year in honor of the two-faced Roman god Janus, who looked at the past and the future at the same time. In the Middle Ages, even though the Julian calendar was still in existence, some Christian authorities in Western Europe have changed New Year's Day from January 1st to religious holidays including December 25th, the birth anniversary of Jesus, and March 25th, the feast of the Annunciation, and Easter in different regions. The Julian calendar became irrelevant as more information about the movements of the sun and the earth became available, and in 5082, Pope Gregory XIII formulated the Gregorian calendar. He also restored the tradition of starting the new year on the 1st of January. This modification was later accepted by the reformers of the time. In that case, the calendar we use is more than 400 years old. In addition to the New Year, which is based on the Gregorian calendar, there are Chinese New Year, Islamic New Year, traditional Japanese New Year, and the Jewish New Year. New Year celebrations continue on different days in different countries, including India, the Orthodox churches in Georgia, Israel, Russia, the Republic of Macedonia, Serbia, Montenegro, and Ukraine still follow the Julian calendar. Whatever the losses of the past, let's welcome the new dawn wearing a smile. There is nothing better in life than being optimistic of a promising tomorrow. 2021 is hope. Hope that the lessons of goodness, love, compassion, and sharing we learned will stay with us for a long time to come. May all your dreams come true and opportunities come along your way this new year. May the coming days be yours. And Happy New Year!
Subscribe to Info7.